hotel revenue. All right. Item 3, review and discuss of 2026 Village Sponsors Event. Consider an appropriate motion for action. We're going to talk about food trucks on Mondays, previously fun and food on first, movies in the park, Halloween. Let's discuss.
I'm going to start with Food Truck Mondays, if it's okay. We are rolling along. I don't have everything confirmed yet for food trucks. We are going with ethnic focuses on a lot of the nights, like say 2 European nights, 2 Mexican nights, that kind of thing, instead of having basically the same food trucks all the time. And then entertainment to offset that as well. If I can find enough food trucks, okay, it did come from Zeke yesterday. He wanted it this year. He's been saying it forever. It's a little bit harder to find specific ethnic food trucks that will come out here, but I'm giving it my best shot.
I think that was a recommendation by Pat Goldhammer.
Was it? Okay.
He wanted to try and see if we could have theme nights.
Sure.
You can still have theme nights, but I'd say whoever comes, I'd say you get as many trucks here as possible.
Limited.
Well, I mean, we have our spaces, but
I
think we should be maximizing our spaces.
I'm not worried about filling them because a lot of the people do want to come more than 2 nights, okay, and they've expressed that to me. Money's starting to roll in for what they are committing to, which is good. So I would say by the middle of March, I will know. End of March at the latest. It's Zeke's request.
Well, I'd kind of.
What's
the flavor of the committee on changing the name? I kind of like Fun and First on.
I like Fun and Food on First.
Yeah,
I don't think we should change something that's going well. I don't think we should change the name at all. That's my opinion, but I mean, we're a board, so I'm giving one opinion. But
I am so on board with that. I mean, we're paying a marketing person that came up with that.
Let's also make sure that it's properly signed, because there was an apostrophe that didn't belong there.
Okay.
So punctuation is important.
But also in terms of the food trucks, I think if we've had vendors that have committed to us in the past, we should be reaching out to them first and giving them.
Here's the thing. They all would come back. The ones that were there last year will all come back. I can tell you that right now.
Okay.
Every one of them. They're not mad, but they're a little funky about the fact that they're not being able to come back every week. Okay, so.
Can we do something like where it's a package where I'm just throwing this out here, thinking outside the box. But they come to so many events, and then they can show up on a Saturday or something during the summer where the splash pad is just cooking, and you have the food truck just sitting there. I mean, why do they just have to be here on a Monday? Why can't they come here on a Saturday or whenever they want?
We don't want to hurt the brick and mortars that are.
That's fair enough.
This town. I mean, Mondays everybody's closed, so I thought it's a great time to do it as Monday nights. But I think you start throwing food trucks out here.
Well, I'm just saying maybe 1 or 2 during.
So
it's still taking money from brick and mortars.
Are confirmed?
That's my opinion.
No.
That's just my opinion.
Those are the dates.
But are those businesses confirmed?
The ones in green are.
Yeah. Point well taken, John.
I'm sorry.
No, you're cool.
So we don't have Olympia City for sure yet.
Nope.
And they're local. We need to make sure.
I know. I've asked them every year they've been in business, and they don't commit. I think they wait to see how much you're getting into the really big events, rather than a Monday.
Yeah, they do a lot of fairs and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Does Bruno's ever come over? They got their trailer.
No.
Have we courted him?
I have asked every restaurant since we have started, except this year, every single one, especially in the beginning, because they were unhappy that we were doing this, okay? And they were noisy about it, but nice, okay?
If they're closing on Mondays, they're closing on Mondays.
Exactly, and I'm like, you have the opportunity to come, and not one of them ever has in 5 years.
I don't think Bruno's is closed on Mondays. I think they're open.
They're not.
No, but he's got his truck. I mean, why not?
He doesn't use the truck too often,
But
it's his choice.
It would be a nice how shall I say, billboard for the rest of the businesses. Hey, Bruno's doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to get a truck down here.
We had Pops the first year, 2 years.
They had a tent and it was great with
was
slices of
only-
pizza. But then then we went to the, you have to have a truck, you can't be in a tent.
Well, I think that maybe that's what we offer them. We offer, I mean, you've gone to all the businesses, but hey, we go to the local businesses, you get first crack. Do you want to be here, yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then then it's on them. It's not us looking like the bad guy. They deny the offer.
Which, just so you know, we have done that, except this year.
So let's do that. Maybe we should do that again.
I see quite a few on here that are locals. So I'm sure that we're
Absolutely.
be there every week if they want to be there.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Can I just ask what Z's thinking was behind the name change? Like, where was the thought from that? That
It was
the
more,
name food trucks would bring in people who crave food trucks, or
Right.
what?
it was more generic. He felt it was easier to promote. I'm telling you what he said,
Yeah.
okay? He loved the idea of building the ethnic idea for a little bit more inclusion and everything, and exposing people to different kinds of food. And none of that is objectionable. The hard part is getting them here without stepping on toes, because in all of these years, I'm going to tell you, our food trucks have been loyal to us. And I feel they're loyal to me, personally. I really do. And they really want to be here. They do.
They're making money. That's why.
They are, of course they are. And they report their sales. We know what they do. You know, we're all working towards the same thing.
So having, like to your point, we're having multiple food trucks here is going to dilute the cultural aspect of this.
Mhm.
So I guess we have to probably decide how important that is.
Mhm.
Is it just that we have that ethnic music and maybe that ethnic decoration, but and a few trucks from that, or what is the vision? Are we on board with that vision?
Well, anytime you make it just one thing, you're limiting your market presence.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So you should always have other options for
Yep,
people's
agreed.
taste.
I absolutely.
So I mean, to the ethnic thing, yeah, have a couple, 2-3 trucks that are ethnic, but definitely still have the hot dogs and burgers and stuff that the kids want.
I'd actually like to see it where we just intersperse a few, say an Italian truck or something like that here and there, instead of calling it a specific ethnic night. Now, having said that, I've got tons of emails out. I have a few people coming, but I can integrate them. It's, what you do what your boss tells you to do. And that's where we are. But I gave them until March 1st to commit, and that's next week.
What was the objective to doing this? I mean, I travel a lot, so I've not been able to make all of these, but when I drive by, when I am in town, they're packed. So what was the objective for changing it if we've already got a packed house, so to speak?
To make us a destination where people would come for something different. And it's almost a quote.
But can we accommodate more? Can we accommodate more people, more bodies?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We can,
Yeah.
okay.
Some of those nights were pretty full down there.
Yeah.
But
With
you can
seating
rotate
and
out.
lines at the
out.
food trucks
Yeah.
and, all of those things, because we have to make sure that if that's our goal, to bring more people in, that we can truly accommodate them, because if they're standing in line 35 minutes to get a meal,
Oh,
that's
they get
just
so
not gonna.
There's more
fly.
spots
Yeah.
for food trucks down the block. We put all the electrical in for them, so we can actually add more food trucks to accommodate more people. And the thing is, when the vendors see more people coming, other businesses are going to want to show up. It should. And the one thing I have learned in my role on the village board for the past 10 years, everything takes time. We were always told that the first time you do an event, it just grows, and it's growing. So we have room to grow still.
To that note,
Mm-hmm.
I've heard from many constituents, why are we stopping at the end of August? We're so blessed that the weather is nice, at least through September. Is there a way we can extend it?
And the ice
Because-
rink. Sorry.
Well, we are using the ice rink.
Because we can,
So,
people enjoy it. Especially because September's busy back to school, and they like the idea that they can go somewhere on Monday and they don't have to worry about cooking.
Actually, it's really good to hear it from you, telling me that, because on the flip side, sometimes the thought is people are so busy once the kids are back in school and all the sports and the homework and all of that. And if they look
They like the
into it, I mean,
convenience of
even
it
in
because half the town is closed on Mondays.
Yes.
So they
And the
like
high school
that.
lets out from sports. They're all walking down there.
And they like the idea that they
Yeah.
have a place to go where they, I can tell you, my daughter's family goes almost every single Monday.
okay,
I concur with Tammy.
And
So
then
we
they
have-
have friends that come from Wind Lake and Burlington and even Elkhorn
Sure.
that meet them,
That's
and they can
fun.
all, sit at the table, enjoy the music, have some food.
So we have a $15,000 item line budget this year for Mondays, okay? However, we do charge the food trucks,
That was my next point.
okay?
Why is it only $75? What are they earning?
It's the highest it's been,
Why
75.
can't we raise it to 100?
We can. A lot of them that don't sell full-on entrees probably won't pay it, my guess. I mean, I'm willing to try anything.
I think you leave it at 75 until it gets to a point where all your spots are full.
Or
Yeah,
could
we
we do
are
a
getting-
percentage?
We are, well, you can always do a percentage. Percentage, though, you need to require them to show you their POS printouts.
So it's cleaner to just have it.
It's not even just clean, it is cleaner.
It's a lot cleaner and
But, I mean,
And it's a trust issue.
like, okay, so if we, let's say this then. We could extend it through September, we'll earn more money that way.
Correct.
So we could then reevaluate it next year.
Well, Tammy, once all the spots are taken up, that's when you look at bumping the prices. Until
Yeah.
all the spots are filled up, you kind of keep. It just doesn't make sense to raise them if you don't have all your spots
How many
filled.
spots do we typically have
Well, we
open?
do 6 in the center part, the main part,
Yeah.
and then I think that, help me here, 2 on each side, north and south. I think.
So we have a total for 10.
About, I mean, there is room for more.
Yeah, so we haven't maxed out yet.
Have you ever had a problem filling those 10 spots?
Well, I could fill them with especially the ones that we've had for a long time.
I think they should be
I
filled.
say for 2026, we try to fill every spot.
Can you, give me some history on, you have to have a food truck, can you just give me some thoughts on that? Like how that came to be?
Yes, it's because of all of the money that has been spent to put the electricity into Temple Park. When they have generators, it's very loud. Sometimes some are quieter, some are ridiculously loud, okay? So that was, I believe, again, Alyssa's great with the parks thing. The whole thing was to have electricity there
It's
so
plug and
that we
play.
could
The
plug
park
in.
was planned
You could
for
plug your
Right.
trucks right into our
yeah,
grid.
First Street.
But years ago, Otis just
Oh,
did
I
it right
know,
with
I
the, with the little table and
Right?
Use a
that's how he
chalet.
got his little barbecue going,
And
so.
not having the noise of the generators, but my question is, not every local restaurant has a food truck.
Correct.
And if they're closed on Mondays, is there an opportunity to open that up to local businesses to be in the face of the community by being there without having a food truck?
So that would be a discussion for Public Works, because they have Mike, Parks Director, they have feelings about this, so I really think we would have to get some input from him.
Because we have those 4 buildings.
The chalets.
The chalets.
Mhm.
Yeah, did you just say that?
I did.
No, okay. Maybe that's what.
I don't like to always speak, but
Yeah,
yes.
that's cool. No, but
They're
the
just
cha-
sitting there all the
You can have
time.
the chalets sitting there and open that up for businesses that don't have food trucks.
Where they are now.
Why not?
Okay, just
I
ask.
Because it
think
wasn't
we
the-
should-
because
I
the
think
whole
we should
idea of
explore
the-
more on
The vision was to
26.
get people to walk around and
Right.
visit
Yeah.
the shops and
Right.
go to the, but everyone's closed.
Unless,
all
are
day.
we renting those chalets already?
We are renting, I don't have any for this coming season yet because it's so too cold right now, okay? They'll be blasting out of here for Christmas in the Village and
Sure.
all that kind of stuff, okay?
I just like the sourdough. I'm sorry to interrupt, but like the sourdough bread people, that'd be great for that. You could have a bakery where you don't really need electricity, where they, you could.
They were never used in summer before.
No,
Well, we
Like
do
this-
have some bakery in the market part, so, and Tammy, I know you've been there and seen the market part, I don't know, and John, you have too. Okay, so I opened that up for a very reasonable amount, a lot to get the home-based businesses going, to give them a chance, okay? And so we have a couple coming, actually Apple Hollers coming this year, they want in,
sweet.
okay?
It's a pie.
Yeah.
So what do we charge, those small businesses?
I've only been charging them $15 a table, they bring in their
wow.
own.
And this, and again, just for clarification, when a food truck is there, they're paying $75 to appear, and they are or are not paying a percentage of sale.
Are not.
I think if you have demand, there's opportunity for growth there financially.
But one of our things on the board was, we're supposed to make revenue, but we also don't. We want to promote Waterford.
Yes.
And from a village board standpoint, given the philosophy that we've had over the last few years, I think I agree with you from a business aspect, 100%, 100%. But from a government aspect, which I've had to really wrap my brain around when I was when I started doing all this, because it's two different trains of thought. Our job is to promote Waterford and get people down here. I think we've done a very good job. Splash pad, the ice rink, and I'm going to piggyback off of your about keeping things open later. I don't know why we shut down the ice rink. We paid all the money for the coolers to chill the ice. We could go through March 21st when actually spring officially kicks off. We should be running that ice rink.
We can only do that if we have a roof over it.
Put a tent over it. We have a tent.
Well,
It fits that spot.
I don't think we can get a big enough tent without poles in the center that's going to be stable enough to last this season.
And that would be a safety concern.
Well, that's a discussion at the board level, but we spent all the money on the chillers, and it seems like I was sold on the chillers because we can open up in November and stay open later. And just given the last week, I don't know why because I volunteered for the Lions Club. I've been out there, and I literally walk around because I'm like I just love building fires, so I'm always the guy throwing the wood on there. And I go talk to all the people, and they're like 65% of the people aren't even from Waterford.
Yeah. I know,
We
it's
had people.
amazing.
We had people come in from I think it was Franklin because they hosted a birthday party there. So it's like we have this great mechanism, and it's like we like cut it short. So
Yeah, the way the sun hits the ice, and this year the heavy temperatures, we lost too much ice. And for them to rebuild it in the last 2 weeks, we maybe got a day out of it, and that would have been probably like $3,000+ in order to just get that extra day out. So the DPW agreed that it was going to be closed early.
I think we need to discuss that. Back in the
There's a lot to discuss.
Anyways,
I think we
I'm
need
just
to
sitting here and
revisit
processing. We have so many things that have kind of just gotten kicked down the road here for way too damn long. And unfortunately, the three of us, we let it a little bit. So we need to now reset and refigure what we want to do. Yes, we actually don't need a tent, Andy. We need an actual permanent structure.
well, I've been saying it,
No, I'm just saying.
because I wanted that wood structure that I was sold on.
And to your point, you can have ice from November 1 till the end of March,
That's
unless we have 80 degrees
yeah.
for a long stretch of time. And then in the summer months, there will be shade with that roof there as well.
And it
It's
looks
something
so
that
much,
needs to be done.
and it creates a better ambiance. All right,
But that's a whole other topic.
I think some of us wanted to get to the police commission meeting, so let's.
Well,
Yes.
could we revisit what the vendors are paying next year for sure?
Mhm.
But do you think it would detour like the sourdough lady and your other vendors if you bumped it up to $20?
Well, it's per week, just so you know, it's not for the season.
Okay.
Would it?
When you say $15 a table,
Yeah.
so they bring 4 tables. It's,
No, they bring each their own table and tent and chair.
So it's basically for each spot, it's $15.
Correct.
Make the chalets 50 or something if we would do that. But I think having tents are fun in that, but it looks county fairish. I'd like to see something more permanent with like the roof
Right?
and
I
using the
agree.
chalets, and it just looks more of like a Hallmark kind of setting.
I
We
agree
have-
with Where have we heard that?
We have options to do
I
that.
hear it from everybody.
We have options to do that sooner than later. We'll just have to have that conversation.
I had a
Sorry.
question about the expense for entertainment. You've got $8,000, so you're averaging about $570 a night for entertainment.
Mhm.
Oh, that's what you're paying the bands to play there.
Mhm. Now, I've amped up the level, if you will, of music that we've been having. In my opinion, this area loves rock and roll. You could give them rock and roll every week and they'd probably be stinking happy, okay? And I can get some locals for less. But sometimes I have to reach out a little bit, and that again is something I was directed to do. I only have 2 things
I
to
have a referral for you.
Oh, good. I'll take it. I only have 2 acts booked so far because I was seeing how this ethnic stuff shook out first, okay? But I've got a whole list of people that I could be contacting.
How long do they play for?
2 hours.
It's a lot of money for entertainment. But I think
I would
Where are we
also
gonna-
like
who
to
you have
suggest
there?
that we do not do DJs. Let's get local artists.
Okay.
DJs is an absolute last resort.
Oh, we only have one once. One DJ. Truly, we've had
Okay.
live otherwise.
I'll come out with my
There's so many good
Spotify.
options out there for a lot less money.
For
Well, and I watch this
$970.
movie and all
Not do it
that.
for free.
you
Well,
know.
I start saying, I mean, you can save that every week.
Get Kathy a list
I'll do
of
it.
some
Put it right towards the roof.
I don't have to like my 70s soft music collection.
Great entertainment for a lot less. Than,
Okay.
Have you reached out to, shoot,
that's just my opinion.
No, it's all good.
There's a lot of artists that want to be seen.
Absolutely.
And they will do it reasonable.
And we've had a number of starving artists, as I call them, you know, that are coming up, so,
Jacob Halber?
oh yes.
Okay.
And again, I've only booked 2 because of the directive to do, you know, the ethnic entertainment to go with the ethnic food things. So
Yeah.
this is very refreshing to me. Thank you.
Definitely bring back that country line thing.
Oh yeah,
That was a huge-
fun, wasn't it?
That was a huge success.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. Bring
Yep.
her back.
Okay.
All right, any more discussion on food truck? Well, fun and food on first.
So are you comfortable with asking them for $20 on the tables?
I've already sent the contract out.
Oh, you have?
Yep.
All right, then I think we really need to put this on the agenda for next time to revisit.
Plus I'll have real numbers.
Chalets, trucks, and tables.
I mean, I can try renting out the chalets.
I mean, we could do like 25 for a table, 50 for a chalet, and 100 for a food truck. Just
I mean, it could be
food for
a
thought.
source of profit to put towards a permanent structure, you
Right,
know?
that's my point.
Right.
Keep in mind, some of these folks, like I'm gonna say the hot dog guy, for example, he may make between $600 and $700 in a night. So it kind of depends on the price point also of what they're selling. Whereas, you know, our barbecue guy, he'll get $15, $16 for a plate. Great food. But on the flip side, sometimes I hear from families, I can't afford to feed my family here every Monday. So it's that finding
we have to have a mix.
Yeah,
We have to have a mix.
and it's their choice, right?
And we're gonna have to review the rental fees, because the DPW committee has already set fees, so we'll have to review, and I'm not sure how that all works then, if you guys wanna set fees and they've set fees, so we'll have to have a conversation.
Well, who has the
Yeah,
ultimate?
it's-
Who has the ultimate authority?
Yeah, I don't know
If
how
it's
that
DPW,
works,
then
so
we're
we'll
stepping
have
on
to
toes.
figure that out.
Okay, I didn't realize that was something.
Because I think
separate.
that in my mind, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but this committee is more of a 30,000 feet kind of thing, like how to orchestrate what's happening in the village and what we want to promote, and then the nitty gritty goes to like the DPW in terms of the financing of vendors and whatnot. If I'm looking at protocol.
But I think, you know, that's the thought process of is if we were to charge a little bit more and we can put that towards a fundraiser for a permanent structure. You know, and we can market that too. People might actually donate $10 or $20, you know, towards something like that.
All right, let's move on to movies in the park because I know we want to get to the police commission meeting.
Excuse myself.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just have to
Yeah, you gotta go.
thank you all for being here. I'm sorry that I have to cut off.
We'll see you over there.
I apologize. Thank you, Andy, for
Yep.
running it.
You're welcome. Movies in the park.
Alright, so I had a meeting with Creative Youth who runs our meetings and our movies in the park. We have had kind of discussions for months now on moving them from Village Hall Park over to either 10 Club Park or Whitford Park. And the reason for that move is partially because currently the way that the park is situated, they have to wait till almost 9 o'clock to start the movie to get dark enough. If and when the stage gets moved to where it's anticipating getting moved, it'll be direct light with the sun on it, so then they wouldn't really be able to start probably until 10 o'clock. So we have discussed, and they have agreed that we're going to try to do it at 10 Club Park starting this year. That way we can be under the tent and they can start earlier with having sides and stuff on, on the tent, so that the light doesn't affect the movie.
I have no problem with
Yeah,
that.
that makes a lot of sense.
Is anybody going to man the concession stand during movies in the park then?
So we have had some discussion on that. What we decided is that they'll still have tents under or by the tent, because Creative Youth, that's what they use as a partial fundraiser, is selling the concessions at the movies, besides being, setting them up and running all that. So they will be selling their concessions, but this year we're gonna do it just under the tent by the movies.
Bring a chalet over.
But going forward, there has to be a bigger discussion with the use of the concession stand and who can use it and how that's going to work. So as we move forward with those discussions, then there'll be some changes. So we're going to try to do only 3 movies this year instead of 6, so 1 per month. That's still up for discussion, just to try to see how things work. Because it is noisier over there. There's going to be more people, which is great. But they kind of want to get a feel for it and then bump back up to 6 the next year.
Is a license cheaper then if it's only 3 movies? I know it's a couple thousand in the past when they've done it for the
The more
6.
movies you buy, typically the cheaper the movie is per movie.
Okay.
So I'm
Like a
having
prorated
discussions
sort of
with
thing?
the licensing on that. So that's what we're planning currently for movies in the park.
Cool. Halloween.
So as far as Halloween, we're going back to kind of how Halloween originally started. The Creative Youth did the Haunted Maze originally in the basement. Then stuff got changed every year after that. So we are looking at, we're not given a budget for this year, but they still want to do the Haunted Maze. That is their biggest fundraising project for the year. That's what helps them do all of their summer shows and things. So because we have all of the stuff to do it, we're still looking at doing the Haunted Maze, probably the 15th, 16th, and 17th.
In the basement?
No.
Technical Park?
The basement is out, especially since there's an election, major election in November, so that won't work. So the first location, if the safety building is still available, that would be their first choice. If it's not, then we would be looking at the Tide Club Park tent. So we would set it up similar to how we had our Krampus event, inside of the tent at Tide Club Park.
Who puts this on?
Creative Youth. They're the performing arts group, and then we assist them.
All right. So let's consider an appropriate motion for action.
I have a question on the calendar here.
Sure.
River Rhythms is only listed 4 times. Isn't there more?
Is
So-
that the dates on the next thing that's coming is the magnets?
Okay.
And I'll add in an additional one too.
So this calendar's not accurate.
Which
What is-
calendar is?
Whatever you sent me.
What page is that
what's
in?
there.
That is
Page 13.
Well,
Yeah.
River Rhythms is, like, June is listed for 2.
Oh, did I miss? I missed it. Okay,
Okay,
I'm
there's
sorry.
Oh, yeah, there's
I'm
page,
sorry.
page
No, I
12.
see.
You're fine,
I'm sorry. I was
Right.
just okay.
you're fine.
All right. So motion, item 3. Can I get a motion on what we'd like to do?
And getting back to Kira's point earlier, we could probably use this for the contract because it has specific dates. So note to you, Alyssa, as you're going to bring that back,
And
That'll-
we should have.
Yeah,
that could give us promotion for these items that are already scheduled.
So put that on the March 9th agenda. I think it's already on there, but just add that to it.
Providing I get stuff back from them in
Fair enough.
the time, but
But we have the board's based off the motion for number 2.
Right.
The board's going to make decisions on what we're going to do with that contract. So
Right.
adding that to the contract discussion at the board level would be perfect. Thank you, Tammy.
All right, and then the only other thing I wanted to mention before we sum things up here is we need to also explore possibly there's a Wisconsin film credit. So maybe we could start thinking about something for next year, inviting some,
film. credit?
Yeah.
What is that?
I guess you get paid if you can get a film here. So Door County recently had that cherry pie
Oh, yeah,
something.
that was cool.
So, I don't know, we're such a creative and involved community. I just want us to think about it. Obviously, you know, that would require a lot more in-depth, you know, work to find out, but
Do you know
just
if
something-
it's its own entity, the,
I will have to do some more research on
okay.
it. But it's just a thought. We're
Yeah.
such a quaint little community that you just never know. There's a lot of filmmakers and there's so many artists, whether it's writers, producers, actors that are from the Wisconsin area. They just love to promote. You know, how many of us watch something and you hear them mention Oconomowoc or McGuanago or you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's just food for thought for us going forward to maybe start thinking about other avenues where we could bring tourism in. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally cool.
All right.
So, once again, motion for number 3.
What are we motioning exactly?
Basically, everything we discussed in terms of the food, keeping the name Fun and Food on first. Everything that can you summarize what we've talked about and we can make that the motion?
We talked about keeping the name Fun and Food on first. We're gonna revisit the vendor expenses for next year at a later meeting. Everything we discussed about adding the vendors to each week outside of just the ethnic food and maximizing the number of vendors that we can allow. And then movies in the park, we're moving to
Before
Technical
we
Park. Oh, sorry.
Are we going to extend through September?
Do you want to decide
Yes,
on that
I
tonight?
want to make
Okay.
that as a
We
yes.
can
That will be given to the board.
extend through to September. So movies in the park will be 3 movies at Technical Park, and then Halloween they're doing the Haunted Maze in either Safety Building or Technical Park.
It'll make it easy. So moved. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any more discussion on item number 3?
Do you have a clear direction about the food trucks now you're and kind of where
I'm
you're
loving
going
it.
with that or not? Okay, all right, sorry to make sure.
I'm loving it.
We're letting the
Okay.
reins off.
I mean,
Thank
I
you.
think having some ethnic bands and stuff like that, but I don't think we need to necessarily change food trucks. I mean, I think some of the people that have been with us since day one,
Yeah.
I think they deserve to be there.
Well, because we're expanding the area too, I mean,
Yeah.
this is,
Yeah.
it's actually made it easier in the overall picture
So
here.
try for 10. If we have space for 10, let's try for 10.
We should be
And
maximizing.
then, yeah, I mean, does it have to go back to DPW if there's somebody that doesn't have a food truck to have a space, or
I'm
are
not
we
sure
already
that
accommodating
ever
that?
went to DPW, I think it really was more the boss.
We'd have to look into the previous policy agreements that they made and see what has been.
Whatever's happened in the past, you just move forward. If you're able to get a table and a tent, you get a table and a tent.
I think we have to be careful though, because if we have too much food too quickly, we're gonna dilute the sales of the people that come. And then we're gonna lose the interest on the people that come because they're not getting the sales they want. So I think that's a fine line.
I agree with that.
But part of it too will make it a mix that some will be what I call more concession food, you know, and some will be entree food, you know. So you can do that because maybe you want to cook tonight, or I'd love to have a food person come, you know, something.
On the flip
like that.
side, we might bring more people in because I know my wife. She doesn't like some of those food trucks. But if there's other
Having diversity is important.
Yeah.
I saw that lobster one, but they declined though, right?
Yeah, they will not work on Mondays, and that's it.
what is it? I'd love to have
I'd
a
love
lobster.
to
I
have
would
Yeah.
love to have a lobster one, yeah.
Yeah. But maybe we can get them here for something different too.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I guess we gotta take a vote.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We all good with discussion? All right. All in favor of number 3? Aye. All against? All right. 3 passes. On to number 4. Review of other 2026 events. A, Balloonfest, which is in the town.
It is not in the town.
It's back at
The
the high
Lions
school.
are
It's back
not
at the high school?
doing it
All right,
this year.
sweet.
So Luke Francois wanted to have it.
Really?
He did. He
Where?
did. So he approached, it's going to be back at the
Same
schools
spot.
where it was before. And
Evergreen and Fox River?
The whole
Yeah,
reason we
behind
lost it
there.
because of Fox River's remodeling. We could because we had that's why they had to move. So if they're coming back, that's awesome.
But isn't Luke at the high school?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is graded okay with this?
Everybody is.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Absolutely. We even had to get, he went to one of the school board meetings and asked if we could have beer. The answer was yes,
Okay.
just beer, okay, nothing else and all that. So we're good.
Well,
So-
we actually made the amendment years ago where on the street we closed down. What's the street behind there?
Yeah.
Barnes,
Barnes. We actually made
I
a
know.
ruling where we could have a beer tent on Barnes.
The thing is, we can have it, and what we're trying to do is have it a little bit closer to the food and a little bit closer to the people instead of
If
on
they're cool
Barnes.
with it, I
So,
think
long story short, Luke asked if Adam would come to the table, and they invited me to the table, and Kate Brown, some of you know her from high school, she was there, and they decided, yes, we would move forward with it, and so we're very deep into it already.
cool.
When is that?
17th and 18th of July,
Huh.
4 to 9 on Friday, 1 to 9 on Saturday.
Who's providing the beverages with beer?
Runaway
What's that?
from Burlington. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why were they
Did you,
choosing?
why would you didn't reach out to local businesses here that might be able to do it?
It was, they wanted a craft beer, and they do craft beer.
You said the 17th and 18th?
Correct.
There,
Now, am
there
I-
are the microbrewery.
Yeah.
Well, this is something that was done by the high school. It wasn't the village that did this,
Correct.
right?
We are putting out no money. The village is putting out no money for this event. There is a coffer that they've had since the high school's been involved in it. And there's quite a bit of money in there right now for expenditures, okay? And then, of course, we charge for things to add to the pot, if you will, and then that goes to scholarships. So the village is we're not paying the bills, I'm not taking any money in here, that's all going to the
So we're
school.
promoting it, but we really have no say, is what it probably
And
comes down
work
to.
hours,
Yeah.
that's what.
But it benefits their community as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
All right. I'd like an item B on there. I think we really need to look at, and I talked to the Lions about this, and I talked to Troy a little bit about it, but like having an actual like car show that fills up downtown. Like you actually put the old cars
Mhm.
on Main Street and on First, and then having like during the Harley rallies. Let's get the Harley riders down here. I mean, they're running everywhere. We got great roads, you know.
Are you talking about when Harley has its
It's not, yeah. And
celebration?
I think they changed it. It used to be Memorial Day weekend, but I think they upped it to another date.
There was a few years ago, we had talked to Troy about this, about having something.
Yeah,
that
I think that's when I brought it up to him.
And he was totally against it at the time, and I'm not saying bad Troy, I'm just saying.
No,
he
that's
just was
fine.
totally against it, he's like, no, there's too many other things going around in different communities, and mainly in Milwaukee, and I think that was the logic.
Well, me being a rider for 43 years, riding downtown sucks.
Mhm,
I mean,
can
downtown
imagine.
Milwaukee. I want to come out and come right out here.
I
And
mean, you could design the trails almost, or the
yeah,
the
you
routes
have
and all
stops.
that.
It's just like a poker run or something.
Yeah.
And I know in years past that people were against closing down Main Street from like First to Third Street or whatever.
Mhm.
I mean, is that off the table still, or is that something that could?
It's the will of the board in DPW. I have no problem with it, but I think having it, like, how cool would that be to just have old cars lined up and down the street? And everyone's like, well, what about the parking? And well, those people are here in the village. They drove their cars here. They brought their families here. So you're going to have the contestants parking their car on Main and down the road. I mean, just think people coming down Highway 20, just going through and just seeing all the, like, old cars sitting on the side of the road. I think that'd just be cool. It's nostalgic. And it's going to make people stop. They're going to see all the people having fun in Tennis Club Park. I mean,
Just
what?
not in competition with the two car shows that each of the Lions clubs have. You know, if we could find a different time.
Well, no, just
yeah,
you
absolutely.
talking to the Lions Club and like, hey, we want to make the whole downtown available for you. You know, and then I don't know. It's just it's food for thought. But I think those two things need motorcycles and the car shows, and just making downtown look. One day it looks like Sturgis, and the other day it looks like vintage cars.
They do that in Green Lake, and all the, old time cars are on the streets, and they block the intersection and put a van there and drinks and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's
It is
pretty
cool.
impressive.
I mean, if people, especially with people driving through. I mean, I can guarantee you, people that were gonna drive through are gonna
Stop.
we're gonna get a percentage on the stop. They didn't even plan on stopping.
So I guess I got a question. Why is the Balloonfest even on here if we're not running it?
Informational.
Yeah, there's no
decide
appropriate motion for action. It's just informational. So moving on, as my computer dies, review and discuss of 2026 events magnet. Consider an appropriate motion for action. Do you have a sample of that? I think you did have that in
I
here
have one, yeah, there is a sample in there of the 2025 one.
on the 14th.
The dates are different. The spreadsheet is everything I have for 2026. We have a sponsor that will pay for half of the cost. Okay, so we're looking at an investment of about, say, $1,200 tops.
So it's in the budget.
And I have
Well,
asked,
Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
There's two reasons that we brought this, or I asked for this to come to the committee. One, we send it to village residents. This does not go outside of the village.
I think it should go to the town.
I asked them to participate. I asked if they would pick up just the cost of the postage to send it to the town. And this year I didn't even get a response. In past years I've gotten a no.
I said we just cover it. It behooves
Yeah.
us. I mean, you know.
Is that
I
what
guess
you're
technically there's
relying-
3 reasons. One, we only send them to village residents, so it's not really a tourism function. The second would be that there's the list of events that are put on here. I think there needs to be some direction as far as what events go on here. I know we opened it up to town events, but we also have businesses, but other businesses have apparently asked to be on there. So like, where do we draw the line as far as who's included? And then the third is, by the time we get to towards the end of the year, everything's changed. So
Well, when I look at this, this is basically things that are sponsored by village and nonprofit organizations, and I think that's where you draw the line. Everything listed on here they're nonprofit. Spanky Palooza's not though. Well, I guess it is because it gives to charity. But everything else is nonprofit. Or Jam Fest, yeah. So there's 2 on there.
Well, Jam Fest always
Donates,
donates this too.
and if it's
It's a benefit for something, so.
but I guess that would be probably the. It doesn't have to be black and white, but I believe it should be nonprofit or that the village supports.
Well, could we do this? Could we reach out to the local businesses and say, would you like to be on this for next year? You know?
and I'm not
Is there,
opposed to that.
Is there,
but
you know what I mean? Like, we could work with Donna.
do they have a buy-in
But
then
how big is this
onto,
magnet?
Yeah.
See, it's,
the magnet, and how much of a magnet to
I mean, this is a 3x9.
It's pretty big.
There
Can you
are
put a,
si-
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Can you put a QR code on there? Because
Yeah.
things are subject to change.
Yeah, you can actually do a QR code that actually goes to local businesses. So you keep the main ones on here that are nonprofit. That's a good idea. And then you do a QR code where that can be updated as things happen. Like
Because it'll change.
business
someday.
sponsored events, and they just click on. You just hit it on your phone, and then all of a sudden you have the schedule events for private businesses.
Do you
That might be a
think you
good.
could use the, it's a different name now, but the Explorer Waterford app, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. That was designed where everything could go on there, business-wise and this kind of thing, okay? The only thing is it's not updated as regularly as it should be, because if you put it on for the businesses, a QR, and I'm very dense at this and I apologize, but a QR code is gonna go specifically to one
No,
place.
it's going to go to a landing page.
A landing
It
page.
could come to a calendar like this too.
Okay,
And then everything could be updated on there. So
Yeah, it's a live document. Actually, I think it'll actually make this magnet more robust.
who would
You did-
manage that?
Just asking.
I mean, a lot of this stuff I think is on your events calendar on the village
We don't
website.
have
It's not.
an events calendar.
Oh, maybe it's just the meetings.
It
That's
used
what I'm
to
thinking
be
of.
The Explore Waterford was the home of all of the events, but now that they don't do that, there isn't a community
Or
calendar.
put it on the Chamber of
for
Commerce.
events.
Let it land on the Chamber of Commerce and let them manage it. At least it's there. And if they don't
I'd
update,
love to see it if it went to that app, if they kept it up to date.
well, that's on them.
I think we should investigate that.
Okay.
All right. So
I mean,
we
like,
want to table this
I have
for right now, or do you want to approve this?
I have a pretty big event, you know, for the fire department every year.
Okay.
And we're doing that an annual thing every year too. So
That was fun.
we raise over $7,500 for the fire department
Mm-hmm.
in one day. So and it was on a Wednesday, which this year we've talked about probably doing it on a Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
which I think would bring even more money in to the fire department because I know there's some needs they have, and we would really want to.
So this needs to be figured out by March 1st because you need production time and
Yeah.
and
Well, and you know what? I'm probably going to take off St. Patrick's Day. I am. Because it will take, I don't think we can get it out that fast. And I
Right.
knew that going in.
So what's the flavor of the board? Throw in a QR code that's either managed by Explore Waterford or the Chamber of Commerce.
I like that idea for something that's nonprofit. I do. I like
Keep
that a lot.
just
Yeah.
keeping that as the main.
Yeah, I do.
Well, but nonprofit or businesses? Because at
Well-
first we were talking about businesses.
Well, no, the QR code would be the business links.
Yeah,
So you would have the nonprofit, like what you see right now.
right.
I mean, I guess we
Right.
keep Spankies and the Jam Fest in there because that
The
actually,
big ones.
well, it gives back to the community. It's like I said, it's a gray area,
Yeah.
but for the most part, you keep that as nonprofit. Then we have the QR code that goes to the businesses,
Mhm.
and either Explore Waterford maintains it or the Chamber of Commerce maintains
It's
it.
the same thing. Their name is,
Oh, all right.
that's all it is.
So then the Chamber of
Well, I
Commerce.
think
Go ahead.
I think on this one, it's either got to be all nonprofits or it's got to include some business things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
You
it
can't pick
depends.
and choose.
Well, I mean, but like with Jam Fest and
Yeah, that's
well,
that's a
Spanky
benefit
Palooza.
to
Maybe
raise money.
we take Spanky Palooza off and it's just Jam Fest because Jam Fest gives money to the community. I don't know. That's I'm kind of like torn.
Do you have a date for your fundraiser?
I just texted to see what day we're.
I think it depends on who sponsors this. If Tracy Young and her group or somebody else is sponsoring it and they're not village sponsored, then I think, we can maybe ask them their opinion on it. But if it's village sponsored, I think you can't have businesses on there because then it's gonna show, like in your case, what if
Yeah.
they're on there and then you're not on there? That shows.
That's why I like doing a QR code
Priority. I like that a lot.
because then it
a lot.
evens the
Yeah.
playing field. And you're not hurting anyone's feelings.
Well, and it's live, and it's, we could advertise it, all of our business could advertise the QR code, just to bring population to all the activities. I mean,
Yeah.
All right. So should we do the same thing we did with item number 1 and give this to the village board to decide, since it's kind of something new? Or do you guys want to make a decision? I'll leave it to you.
They're probably gonna say this is something that we should
Yeah.
not add to
I
your
think we
plate.
should, I think tourism should make the recommendation.
So then I'm looking for an appropriate motion for action on this.
So you're saying that you wanna take off anything that is business related
Well, I just
and put
wanna
it to a
equality.
QR code?
If
so-
we can get an advantage, that's the question, right?
Well,
So
because you're going to have a
what-
magnet
what
that's
gets
12 feet long
removed?
if we put all. Well, you got Jam Fest and Spankies. Spanky Palooza.
That's not the only. I didn't even know a magnet existed. So I mean, this information is in multiple different places.
Are you in the village?
No, that's why I never knew it existed. So I get all this information from all the other places because I never had a magnet.
Sure.
So I mean, it's not like it's
But
I don't know,
Jam Fest is
private
for
information.
everybody.
But
Like,
if-
anybody can participate in that, right?
but it's
And
not a-
it's raising money for a nonprofit.
Yeah, so I don't think Jam Fest needs to come off, cause it's not,
No, Jam Fish.
it's
No,
it's
what
not
about Spanky
specific
Pal-
to one
Spanky
business.
Is that a donation though to something in Waterford?
Yes.
Okay.
Like this year, we picked the FFA.
Yeah, Future
Well,
Farmers in
even
America.
St. Thomas Country Fair.
They're a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
is
They're
that the
nonprofit.
true? Okay.
Stop dissing on the Catholics.
That's a tough one. I don't know if I wanna go on record that you can't be on and you can be on. I mean, but
Well, no,
I just
that's what-
feel
well,
like
you-
there
you-
should be fairness in
But
it.
but you're going to have a magnet that's this long.
Absolutely.
So you have. So that's why I think.